welcome back with our main topic today in the Cairo local time. Well, we're discussing today the state's support for citizens and providing the commodities at suitable prices for the individuals. To shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Dr. Abdel Maguid, Salama economic expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, lady.
Yes, Dr. Salama, last week the government announced the expansion of social protection measures represented in the Takaful wa Karama or Solidarity and Dignity Initiative program by adding 1 million families to the program, bringing the number of the people who are going to benefit to more than 20 million nationwide. So what are the mechanisms and the regulations needed to be implemented so the program can elevate the burden or lift the burden on the Egyptian citizens?
Of course, we have to say some facts. All over the world, there are real crises in the last 2-3 years, starting from this virus corona epidemic, from the war between, well, I wouldn't say between Russia and Ukraine, but I say between two groups of countries supporting each other. And then this is affecting the whole world. Before that, the virus was affecting the whole world. So we as a country, starting in what's called a new republic with new philosophy for economic reaction and behavior, we are facing a real hard time. And of course, every single person is facing that on a different scale of behavior. And the government, we can note that they are starting, according to that, a group of behaviors as a reaction to try to support the individuals. Many projects under many names, starting from Haya Karima to whatever it is you call, but all the behavior.
The Decent Life initiative.
Yes.
Yes.
Not only that, but let's go to a little bit now, and this is a very critical point which I was speaking or discussing a couple of hours ago. The government started to put hard control on the importation of some goods from outside, and some people are complaining about that because they are waiting long time to get some materials from outside. But if we got it on the other side, this is a real push for the localization and local industrialization and the local production. And if we go, we can note that there were so many products produced and manufactured in Egypt 10 years ago, and now the government is aggressively pushing to restart that and increase. What I'm saying is simply that do not use one single name of project or one single name of government decision, but go to the total implementation of the idea, how to support the people. Even if we go, let's say, to very simple thing, when this Ministry of Interior Affairs, when they put, or the Ministry of Defense, when they put this outlets to sell and give the people some products at a lower cost, from food stuff to clothes so we can say really, and this is not it's not an easy period. We are facing hard time, but I feel that the government is putting a good program to overcome the problem, to overcome the shortage of sources of resources from outside, and exactly. Let me tell you. We know that because of the war in Ukraine, then the crops are in shortage, and that's why, as example, they are cultivating 500,000 acres in Toshka to produce that corn and wheat and all that. And this is what I mean. They are not, please, do not tell me one single name of a project, but we can put a lot of projects in the same direction. I am going to state that we are in difficult period. I agree, but we have to face it. And if we start today with many projects in different directions, we should be expecting relatively in short time to overcome.
Yes, Dr. Salama, you've just mentioned the localization of local products, and that the state is putting some restrictions concerning importation of some goods and commodities. So could you shed more light on this? How would some of the Egyptians working in the field of trade would benefit from the localization?
Well, okay. Let me, very simple to your reply, let me explain something. There are a chain of supply. Manufacturer, trading company or trading organizations, and consumer. Okay?
Yes.
Some long time ago, we did have some sources of local production. Manufacturer or production, whatever the coming from manufacturing or only aggregating and so on. And then flow of time, by some years, the curve of local products are reduced. And I can even put that 20 years ago, the imported materials were much less than that. And if you calculate the accumulation and inflation and you will find that over the period of few years lately, the localization is reduced. The local product is much less than what we, as a percentage, what we were doing. So when the country now is manufacturing or pushing or limiting the importation and allowing the local companies to produce or to manufacture or to aggregate or whatever it is, then you are replacing local instead of outside. And then the trading company, now they are definitely making some higher profit or higher margin because they are getting from international sources. I agree. And they will be not welcoming it because they have to work hard, but time or step by step, they are going to know how to go to the local production sources and try to put their channels through them. And there will be a profit margin for all the three: the producer, the trading, and the consumer. By the way, it's not an easy task. It's a different task, difficult task.
Yes.
But if you want to succeed, if you want to build the country, this is the real source.
Yes. Yes. So, Dr. Salama, prices of several commodities has soared over the past several months due to the increase of wheat and oil costs globally, with at least 4.1 million Egyptian families benefiting from Takaful and Karama, or Solidarity and Dignity program. So, what are the importance of adapting such social programs and initiatives in facing the global economic changes that reflects on that have impact?
You mentioned Takaful wa Karama.
Yes.
Okay, Takaful wa Karama.
Dignity and solidarity.
Yes. This is direct payment of liquidity to some family or to some people who cannot make a success or who cannot gain a lot of money enough. So the government is supporting them directly as a liquidity. But this is very positive. But on the other side, why did you forget the other sources like Haya Karima? Haya Karima, which means that you are living a more humanitarian life by having a wastewater treatment, a medical center for treatment next to your door, instead of traveling 500 kilometers to go to a center or something of that. What about having some electricity so your children can be reading and writing at home instead of going outside? No, I mean, this is another source or another way of compensating and raising the life of the human being in this country. And then you mentioned when you are putting virus C, not corona, virus C, and trying to eliminate the virus C in this country, which used to have and to attack millions and high percentage of the Egyptians. If you forgot that, you go to a third one or fourth one. No, I wouldn't concentrate only on a project, but I would say we are speaking about 4 or 5 projects.
Yes.
I know. Let me be fair. It is not an easy time because we are opening 4, 5 directions, 4 or 5 projects which need a huge amount of money, and as a beginning in these directions we do not have the resources which make life easy. But the real truth is that we needed to feel a humanitarian behavior, to feel that I'm a human being. I should be treated as a human being. I should have fresh water to drink. I should have overcome the wastewater, and it can destroy my aggregated land. We had a lot of kidney disease because of the unclean water we are drinking or unclean.
Yeah, but now the state is providing clean water pipes for the citizens in villages in Upper Egypt, in all governorates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm very enthusiastic in this direction.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task, but if we want to go up and grow up as a country, we have to face it.
Yes. Dr. Salama, Egypt, since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is establishing national mega projects in all fields, new cities, the field of transportation, the field of energy, renewable energy, the field of education, of health. But still, all analysts in Egypt says that the initiatives, the presidential initiatives launched by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the state are put in the same category or level with the national mega projects the state is implementing. Like for example, كلنا واحد, or we are all one, providing commodities and goods for the citizens. The Decent Life Initiative, which is launched by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the Decent Life is an initiative which is raising the standard of living of more than 53 million Egyptians. Also, as you've mentioned, the Solidarity and Dignity Initiative. What's your comment on this?
Yeah, well, this is, you are raising a very important point. And I remember at one meeting I did put that in very clear. What's happening, the government, when they started since few years, 6, 7 years,
yes,
they did not dedicate their effort in one direction.
yes.
I remember being a little bit old man. I remember that at some time the governments were concentrating and putting all the efforts in one or two directions. So we are trying to solve the problem of this category of people. But what I noted recently in the last few years, that the government is directing the effort in all the different social levels. We are making كلنا واحد.
Yes,
we're
all one. Yes.
Yeah, we are all one. We are all, doing Haya Karima.
A decent life, yes.
Yeah. In the same time, we are doing the new capital
Yes.
and Al Alamein.
Yes.
So you are targeting the 100 million Egyptians,
Yes.
whatever the social and financial
The standards
situation.
yes.
That's right. And
Yes.
this is the very noticeable in the projects. They are not. The government is not targeting one direction. They are targeting multi-direction, multi-social levels.
Yes. Especially that the initiatives are something that is going to, the citizen is going to benefit directly from it, not like the national mega projects that the citizen is going to wait until the roads are all established and the cities are established, you know. Let's now talk about the importance of engaging the non-governmental organizations with the private sector in the social protection programs.
Well, it seemed that I did not hear clearly what you were saying.
Yes.
Kindly repeat it.
Yes, sir, Dr. Salama. I'm going to repeat my question. The importance of engaging the non-governmental organizations with the private sector.
Yes. Well, the non-governmental organizations are part of this society.
Yes.
And the non-governmental organization, which is Egyptians' ideas and which is controlled and protected by the Egyptian mentality and are going in the same direction. I am saying that what I mean is simply there are so many non-governmental organizations. The majority of it is pure Egyptians going within the real need and real ideas and interest of Egypt. When you, as example, I'm not mentioning the name, just it's, I don't know more details, but just to mention, when you are speaking about Bank al-Ta'am al-Masri, the Egyptian bank,
yes,
the Egyptian food bank,
yes,
yeah, it's a non-governmental organization, and it is purely in social life. They are aggressively progressing, going into the countryside, to the different villages which need support, and I can mention hundreds similar. Okay, and there are a little bit of non-governmental organizations which have a political background, and this is, I wouldn't put it in the queue, on the line we are going into, and who they are supporting the Egyptian economy.
Yes.
But yes, the non-governmental organizations, the majority and the extreme majority of it are pure Egyptians and are going in the same line as the governmental organizations, but with a philosophy related to the non-government or to the private organizations. And this is the same thing when you compare between the governmental production companies and the private production companies. Both of them are Egyptians supporting the Egyptian economy, but this is with the philosophy of the governmental system, and this is with the philosophy of the private sector system.
Yes, yes. Dr. Salama, now with the national mega projects implemented in all over Egypt and in all governorates, how do you see these projects as a good opportunity or providing job opportunities for youth and citizens?
Of course, it's. I mean, when you are speaking about mega projects, give me some names of non-government or non-mega projects. When you are speaking, do not, as example, I'll explain to you what I mean. When few years ago, when we did not have enough roads, and they started, the government organizations with the private sector companies started to build a huge network of projects from the south of Egypt to the north of Egypt, from the east to the west. When you did mega projects like this, underground channels, underground the Suez Canal, when you started to build mega projects or thousands of homes and flats and houses in El Asmarat and when you are now, this is what I probably disagree very much in the word of mega projects, but we have to face it. The 99% of the projects which the government started are mega projects, because it's not directing to a certain number. It's mega project, in my opinion, is a project handling problems to overcome problems for many people. And these are the projects, whatever we call as media. This is a mega and this is not mega. No, all the projects, as I told you, when we start with the road, it's a mega project. When you increase the existing growth from 100 to 200 in 3-4 years, this is a mega project.
Yes.
When you started to move people and build to them flats, hundreds of thousands of flats, this is a mega project.
Yes.
When you build a new communities, it's a mega project. No, lady, my personal opinion, all, if not all, then minimum 95% of the projects handled by the government are mega projects.
Yes. So, Dr. Salama, how do you see these national mega projects as a kind of important for boosting economy in Egypt?
Of course. Okay. Let me just say a very simple thing. We are building a home or house, 5 floors. If you want floor number 5, you have to dig at the bottom to build the underground, the basis. Without the basis, you are not going to flat or floor number 1 and then number 2 and then number 3. That project, and this is the confusion happening. Okay, probably because I'm an old, I passed that experience of the last 50, 60 years. We have to do something. You are speaking, lady, we are speaking about 110 million citizens in this country. You have to make all the services applicable for the 100,000, for the 100 million.
Yes.
You cannot do in a country like Egypt a small project. When we are speaking virus C, we were speaking about 40, 50 million person who need treatment from virus C.
Yes.
You cannot make a medical center to handle 1,000 person per 2 weeks.
Yes.
No, it cannot be done. It has to be mega service.
Yes.
I'm just mentioning virus C because it's one of the social behavior for every single person. Okay? This is, I don't know, but I agree that the mega projects handled are needed, and you cannot go to the top unless you do it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Dr. Abdel Maguid Salama, economic expert. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. With this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Cairo Local Time. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.